clear with the topics of the reflections, solving the problems. Then we will continue with the refraction. Otherwise, we will get a confusion with it. First, you should be able to solve the problems in the reflection. Chapter completed now. So, later we will jump into the other topic. I started control and coordination. Yesterday we completed on Saturday. Where is my textbook? Nervous system we have completed. Reflex actions. This is reflex actions. We did not come yesterday to write the textbook. So yesterday we have discussed, I mean on Saturday, this nervous system. How this nervous and muscular tissues convey the message to other parts. Actually, there is a in-depth topic in there in SSC. They have given the types of the nerves also here. Stuff. Let's do once in this series because they are giving it in-depth. But in your textbook, briefly they are giving. Extra information is there in SSC only, as my perception. In-depth knowledge. You don't have another textbook. Knee jerk reflex. Here, it is the reflection action. How we are doing the reflex actions. Once when we touch the hot objects or any cold objects, without our permission, without our intent also, things will just reflect like that. When any dangerous things happening around our eyes, just we will close our eyes. Right? So like that, different reflex actions we do. How this body responds to that, we will see. Okay. Cross the legs in seated position like this, so that the lower half of the uppermost leg hangs freely over the right, this one, whatever we are holding upper this one, because this inner leg is holding the upper leg. of the thigh muscle. Muscle will change. The shape will change. Note that although we are fully conscious, we cannot prevent the thigh muscles from the contracting. That means when you hammer here, when you strike like this thigh part of the upper leg will take one shape. Such a response is said to be involuntary. It is not on my control. If anything is happening to our body, involuntary. Voluntary means the things which are in our control. Which are our control. Involuntary. Those are not in our control. They respond accordingly. How this body is contacted with the surroundings. According to that, it will just mold. It will take the changes. It will take the actions. Those are called involuntary. Okay. Now the same thigh muscle can operate in voluntary manner as when we kick a football. Suppose if you want to kick a football, that will become voluntary. Okay. Intentionally. Voluntary means intentionally. Involuntary means without our permission, body will respond to the surroundings. Okay. So the existence of the knee jerk was first noted. This jerk is there when you are striking here. The muscle is taking one shape upper. Okay. That whatever it is responding this is called a knee jerk. Just a knee jerk. Okay. Knee jerk was first noted in 1875. At first it was doubled whether a nervous reflex was involved at all. But it was discovered that in an unauthorized monkey where spinal nervous supply is relieved were cut. The knee jerk reaction could not occur. Clearly, a nerve pathway was involved. Means in this process, in this experiment, what they are saying, they are conveying means it is a nervous control. It is under the nervous control. Okay. So, do you think most of the functions in our body go about in an involuntary manner? Yes. There are many functions are going in involuntary manner. Heartbeat you take involuntary. Breathing involuntary. Like that many actions. Digestion involuntary. But don't fight about it. Involuntary. Again, just excretion, waste materials, involuntary. That means some are voluntary. Going for toilet is a voluntary, it is under our nervous control. Okay. So, during actions which are involuntary have to be carried out in very short intervals of time. The pathway that nervous follow is short. It does not go up to the brain, while voluntary paths are usually longer passing through the brain. Voluntary pathways, voluntary actions, whatever are there, voluntary actions, brain has to guide it. Okay, first when you are going into the football court, you are intimating to your brain that you should kick that ball properly. You are giving the information to the brain and that brain is saying to the leg, kick it. When only that work is happening. But here nature is there, no? It is not going to up to brain. Involuntary actions, accordingly they respond. Accordingly they respond. Okay. Now let us see what pathways actually goes. Okay. The reflex pathway. Here also your topic is reflex pathway. Same. Immediately they are conveying. Once we will go through that also. Okay. Not until the end of the 19th century, the reflex was understood in terms of pathways, picking up information of stimulus to generate a response involves a pathway from detectors to brain or spinal cord, or a set of nerve cells, hands near spinal cord to the effectors. Picking up information of stimulus to generate a response involves a pathway from detectors to brain. Okay, here detectors will send information to brain or a spinal cord or a set of nerve cells, heads near spinal cord to effectors. These detectors first should inform to the brain, spinal cord, okay, or a set of nerve cells. Such a single pathway going up a spinal cord from detectors and returning to the effectors is reflector path. Okay, first this pathway is how it is going from the detectors to spinal cord. Okay, that is why when any accidents occur, this should not damage the spinal cord because all nerves will end there. Here this connection is through the spinal cord only, to brain pathway. That is why if we damage that spinal cord, then our behavior change. Okay. So here from detectors to spinal cord, again returning to effectors is a reflect arc. They are coming back from effectors information. The detectors are sending to spinal cord. Spinal cord is again returning back through effectors. This is reflex arc. Okay. If you accidentally touch a very sharp surface with your feet, several such arcs would operate to cause the muscles of the leg to withdraw the feet. How our leg muscles respond while we step on sharp-edged object when we step on it? What other effectors would act under these circumstances? What does this tell us about association of nerves? See, suppose if any sharp surface is there, when you put your leg, your feet will touch that sharp surface, right? Will you stay like that only, otherwise will you remove your leg? Yes. special movement under the control of the conscious mind. Consciously we are doing any action means that is voluntary, I told you. Voluntary. Okay. Varshika, come here. If we do any action consciously, that is voluntary. That is voluntary action. Okay. So here, if you are running upstairs, on upstairs, your action is you have to run like that. That means same type of steps will be there up to until wherever you want to reach. Okay. This effectors will be working same until you reach the upstairs, right? With the same movement, the leg movement will be the same. You don't think that, but when you are suppose climbing a mountain, that time effectors will work accordingly. But when you are climbing or stepping on into upstairs, effectors will accordingly just have the same pathway. Accordingly, it will step on. If you start to think about where your feet are going to often stumble, that means in which height, next step I am going to put. You will know that one already. That effectors already received that distance, that height. Okay. Accordingly, that effectors will function. Okay. The interesting thing is that the same effectors in the leg muscles can be made to perform very special movements under the control of the conscious mind. Hence, in a football game, the muscle of the leg operate both by reflexes and voluntary. Suppose you are playing a football game. Sometimes, when automatically football comes near to you, you automatically throw it. That is voluntary. Sometimes intentionally we kick the football. Voluntary, involuntary, both we will perform in the football game. Aren't you? Voluntary actions, involuntary actions. Some muscles, when your brain whatever show the function, that will perform by the muscles sometimes. But without involving brain actions also, brain intimation also, some actions will perform. Okay. So, hence in a football game, the muscles of the leg operate both reflexes and voluntary. Most actions of our body are actually controlled together by voluntary and involuntary pathways. Both voluntary actions, involuntary pathways, both will be there in our actions. Okay. Due to nerve transmission from stimulus to the response can occur at a maximum speed of 100 meters per second. It is very surprising. Hmm? Think of any action and try to make a sketch of the reflect art. Any action. Okay, suppose if we need something coming to our eye, I am just keeping like this, but whenever this marker is there, when I see this one, our brain automatically agrees this is going to our eye, just be dangerous. Suppose when we are going on the road on bicycle, if anyone is coming closer to our bike, we automatically we just turn our bike or we just clutch our bike, we stop it, right? Just to save our body from the dangerous situations, there are voluntary pathways, involuntary pathways. Voluntary actions means which brain intimate that one. Brain involvement is there. Involuntary actions means there is no brain involvement. Right? Are you clear with the voluntary and involuntary? And the reflex art means anything. Suppose when you are touching on a hot object, in your textbook they have given a hot object. They have given here one example is when you are keeping feet on the sharp surface. Like that you can make many reflex arts. Many reflex arts you can make. Suppose any fire is there. Okay. Suppose when you are touching that fire, people just when we are cooking, sometimes hot vessel we will touch with our hand. Automatically we will. That is also one reflex art. This effectors will respond to remove that hand immediately. How fast we are removing that hand. Like that, you also make some reflex arts in your daily life, where your body is responding. The voluntary and involuntary actions in our body are controlled by nervous system as a whole. Okay, whatever this involuntary, involuntary actions are there in our body are controlled by the nervous system. Definitely, it is controlled by the nervous system whole in a whole. Okay, not separate everything. Okay, they are coordinated. That means together they are working. Together they are working. When something is happening to our eye, then we will close our eyes like this. That means hands are also hands here. Whatever this nerves are present in our hands will save our eyes. That means these are in contact, right? In a whole, this nervous system in whole it is under the control. Under the control. Okay. So the muscular movement in our body are regulated by voluntary and reflex pathways. We may study our nervous system on the basis of areas from which nervous originate. There are two types: central nervous system (CNS) and peripheral nervous system (PNS). There are two terms: CNS, central nervous system. There are two types of where these nerves originate. That means birthplace of the nervous. Okay, where there is a central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. Nervous system is NS. PNS, peripheral nervous system. CNS. They have directly given the brain. They went into the brain direction. Brain knows function. But here, nervous system originates two types. One is the central nervous system, another one is the peripheral nervous system. In the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord include. Okay. So this is the reflex arc. You read what is the reflex arc. Give you a guidance, give you a guidance. You don't have study material to read. Once you go through the topic, read it. Same thing they have explained when you touch hand with the hot object. We will continue to the brain. We will finish off the brain. Then nervous system in like animals will be completed. We will enter into the coordination in the plants. we will go to the system only in the okay? You can easily read it like that. But outline they have given. Okay? Wherever the full explanation is there, whether it is in SSC or CPSC, we will go through that text. Topic is same only. Okay? We want information. Okay? Anyway, question is different, right? CBSC grading and SSC grading, they are not different. This is final cut. This is final cut. You go on reading the topic. we compare to body weight, human is brain quite large as compared to several other animals. The brain is present in the hard bony box. It is the hard bony box. Okay. Like the structure called cranium, skull. In normal language we say skull. This one we are touching. This is called skull, and we are also calling it as cranium. What we are calling now? Cranium. This is called cranium. This is called cranium. This is the structure that outlook. This is called cranium and as well as skull. It is a bony box. It is like box only. Okay. Why this shape has designed by God means to save our nerves. So it is covered by 3 layered called meninges. Meninges. It is called 3 layered. You see 1, 2, 3. How many layers are there? 3 layers. Okay. The meninges cover the spinal cord as well. This 3 layered meninges also cover the spinal cord as well. Here it will also cover the spinal cord. The space between the layers is filled with the fluid called cerebrospinal fluid. Here layer will be present. One type of fluid will be present. That is called cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid. Between these layers, one fluid will be presented. That is called cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid. Okay. It serves as a shock absorbing medium and protects the brain against shocks, jerks, along with the meninges and the cranium. Why this use is important? Sometimes they may ask for 1 mark questions. What is the use of this fluid present in this meninges? Okay, what is that? It will protect the brain against shocks and jerks. Shocks and jerks. Okay, mainly the nerve cell bodies together with the capillaries form a mass called gray matter, while the myelinated axons are those covered by fatty sheets form white matter. Okay. If myelin is deficiency is there, we get the gray hair. Nerves will have the 2 ends. One is dendrites, another one is axons, nerves, axons. Okay. The longer one is axons, shorter one is dendrites. Okay. Now, here what I am saying means the nerve cell bodies together with The gray matter is usually present on the periphery, while white matter is present towards the center. We are telling two originates, not nerves, two originates. One is periphery and another one is center. This gray matter is there, no? There are two, white and gray. What is the gray? Nerves together with capillaries form gray matter. Okay, that is the capillaries. While the myelinated axons will have the white color. This too, the gray matter is usually present in the periphery, while white matter is present towards the center. Okay, white is present what? Myelinated axons. It is having the fatty sheath. In the last class we have discussed. The axons, myelinated sheets will have the fatty material. Fatty material it will have. They actually towards the center actually. They are present towards the center. This gray matter usually presents in the periphery. Okay. As we have already studied the function of the brain as a control center was nearly 2000 years back. Greek physicist. Brain contains the three parts. One is forebrain, another one is midbrain, and third one is hindbrain. Okay, who is that scientist? He is a Greek physiologist. He is a Greek physiologist. 2000 years back, he told that brain contains the three parts, three divisions. This we have studied, I think, in the last classes also. Three parts. Brain has the main three parts. It divided into three parts. First one is forebrain. Upper is there till here. Forebrain. Next one is midbrain. Next one is midbrain. This one is midbrain. And here these are there, no? This and this one. This is hindbrain. Hindbrain. Brain divided into three parts mainly. Okay? Forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Okay. Forebrain contains the cerebrum and scientific power. Midbrain contains optic lobes. Hindbrain contains cerebellum and medulla and oblongata. Do you know that an adult brain weighs approximately 1400 grams? Okay. 1 gram equal to 1000 grams equals to 1000 grams equals to 1 kg equals to how many grams? 1000 grams. 1 kilogram equals to 1000 grams. More than 1 kg, 1.5 kg almost. 1400 grams. No? They have not mentioned. Here they have mentioned the adult's brain weight approximately, not exactly, approximately 1400 grams weight. Though the brain comprises little more than 2% of the body's weight, it issues 20% of the whole body energy. An average adult male brain weight 1375 grams. Male brain 1375. An average weight of the brain female 1275. 100 grams difference is there. Okay. So let us study the functions, various functions brain do. Okay. It is the first thing is here nerves originates, nerves originate, right? Okay, I will give Telugu text to you. Are you clear with the three parts of the brain? That is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Okay. ఇంకొకటి లేదు చిన్న చిన్న వెళ్ళండి. Let us study the functions of the various parts of the brain. First we will study about the forebrain. First part, olfactory lobes. Olfactory lobes. From here to here you should read both of you. How much time you want? How much time will you go? 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, olfactory lobes. If any hard words are there, you can sit with me. Olfactory lobes. These club-shaped, widely spread bodies are visible from the ventral surface only. Okay. Olfactory lobes visible from the ventral surface only. What is the function? These are concentrated with the sense of smell. If you damage the olfactory lobes, your sense will lose. Smell. Okay. Sense of smell you will lose if you damage, if we get any damage to the olfactory lobes. Olfactory lobes. Where they are spread in the body, they are spread bodies are visible from the ventral surface. From the ventral surface. Next one is the cerebrum. Where is cerebrum? Where is cerebrum? This is cerebrum. Cerebrum. It consists of two lobes called cerebral hemisphere. The surface of the cerebrum has many folds. They appear as elevations, okay, gyri, and depressions, sulci. Sulci are very prominent and divide each hemisphere into four lobes. Corpus callosum connects the of two hemispheres. Cerebrum is consists of two lobes. Okay. Those are called cerebral hemispheres. These up and down are there. This part is called cerebrum. This consists of two cerebral hemispheres. The surface of the cerebrum has many folds. We are seeing that it is having many folds. They appear as elevations, gyri, and depressions. Okay. Depressions are very prominent and divide each hemisphere into four lobes. And corpus callosum connects two hemispheres. First one, if you see the function, seat of mental abilities, controls thinking, memory, reasoning, perception, emotions, and speech. Everything is doing by the cerebrum. Interprets the sensations and responds to the cold, heat, pain, and pressure. This part of it, cerebrum. They are asking in the CBSE which brain is doing the which function. They are giving options, but in your textbook clarity is not there. Here they have mentioned this clearly. Write it this functions. One sheet and stick on your textbook. Then it will help you. They have given, but in detail they have not given. Okay. Mental abilities, controls thinking, memory, reasoning, perceptions, emotions, speech. Everything is doing these functions by the cerebrum. And also interprets the sensations, responds to the cold, heat, pain, and pressure. They will ask indirectly. When any person gets accident, he will get the pain of the leg. Which brain part will do this function? Pain means cerebrum. You are able to speak about on topic. Which brain? There are three brains I am telling you. Forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. So, in the forebrain, cerebrum is doing this function. You should have clarity in that. Okay. Suppose if you lose the sense of the smell, which part? Forebrain. In the forebrain, olfactory lobes. Olfactory lobes. Okay. Question will be asked in this way only. Suppose if they give in 5 marks question, then you have to write everything. If they ask in MCQs wise, they will ask you indirect way. One person lost his sense of smell. Which brain is doing this function? Forebrain. Under the forebrain, olfactory lobes. Olfactory lobes. Next. Didensical. This rhomboid-shaped lobe visible from inferior surface of the brain. It lies between cerebrum and midbrain. It is divided into thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay. Master control center of the endocrine system is this part. Okay. So, what are these functions means? Relay center for central impulses such as pain, angry, happiness. Reflex center of the muscular activities. Center for certain emotions. Center for water balance, blood pressure, body temperature, sleep, hunger. Okay. The hypothalamus controls the pituitary gland also. Here pituitary gland. The gland which is present in the brain is pituitary gland. Okay. The gland which is present in the brain is pituitary forebrain. It is in the forebrain. Again coming to the midbrain. So we need to remember these functions. You should have clarity. You should have clarity in the functions. Questions will be asked in this one. Midbrain. This is a small thick spherical portion. This connects the forebrain with the cerebrum and the pons of midbrain. Observe optic lobes of the midbrain in the brain model in your laboratory. Here, this one is midbrain. It is very small, thick, stalked portion, right? This connects the forebrain with the cerebellum. This is the cerebellum. Cerebellum, it will connect. Okay, here to here, the connection is there. Forebrain with the cerebellum. Where is cerebellum? This one. It is connected, both the forebrain and the cerebellum. Okay. So, observe optic lobes of midbrain in the brain model in your laboratory. What are the functions made by the midbrain? It relays motor impulses from the cerebral cortex to the spinal cord and relays the sensory impulses from the spinal cord to the thalamus and show the reflexes for sight and hearing. Sight, hearing. Next, coming to the hindbrain. This is the last part of the brain, consists of the cerebellum, medulla. This cerebellum is located below the cerebrum, right? This is the cerebrum. Below that it is located, cerebellum. Okay. Cerebrum and above the medulla. It consists of two large cerebral hemispheres. What are the functions? It maintains the posture. It maintains the posture, equilibrium and muscle tone. And also coordinate voluntary movements initiated by the cerebrum. These are the functions of the hindbrain. That is also under the cerebellum. Now, second part is medulla. It is almost triangular shaped. Where is medulla? This is medulla. Is this one. This is almost triangle shaped. Okay, it is going like this and coming like this. It is almost in the triangle shaped. Medulla extends from pons of the hindbrain to the spinal cord. It is entering into the spinal cord. Here it is entering, right? So, what are the functions? Contains center of cardiac and respiratory, blood pressure and vasomotor activities. Vasomotor means actions upon the blood vessels. Vasomotor means actions of the blood vessels, okay, which alter the diameters. Those are vasomotor, okay. Mainly here cardiac, respiratory, blood pressure and vasomotor, which are actions refer to the blood vessels, okay, and coordinates the reflexes like the swallowing, coughing, sneezing, vomiting. Everything will be controlled by this medulla, which is under the part of the hindbrain. It is actually having the two parts. One is the cerebellum and the medulla. Be clear with always keep on revising this. Don't get confused. Once if you read, you will not get it. You will get confused. You will get it, but you will get confused. If this is hearing, is that brain or this brain? Hearing. get the confused. Okay, smelling, listening, longing, happiness, cough, cold. If they give four options, we will forget it. Brain is only doing function, but there are three brains again, parts. Which brain? Forebrain or midbrain or hindbrain? There we will get confused. So be aware of the functions. Okay, if they ask for any MCQs or 2 marks questions, that problem will be there. Otherwise, for 6 marks questions, we will have the log, and if we mention two functions also, it is enough. Once you go through it, if you have any doubts, now only you ask about the brain. Go through it. Any doubt is there? Okay, you should ask me. Huh? Come here, Varshita. Take that chair, Varshita. A part. నీ దాంట్లో చదవను, నేను టెక్స్ట్ బుక్లో చదువుతుంది, ఇక్కడ విన్నావు కదా, అక్కడ ఏమైనా ఎక్స్ట్రా పాయింట్స్ ఉంటే నాతో డిస్కస్ చేయి. ఈ పాయింట్ ఇక్కడ చెప్పలేదు మేడం, కానీ ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చారు, నువ్వు నీ దాంట్లో చదువు చెప్పాలి. నీ ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్ రాని నేర్చుకోవాలి, వర్డ్స్ స్పెల్లింగ్స్ నేర్చుకోవాలి. చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్, వెరీ 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్, మోస్ట్ ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇన్ ఎస్ఎస్సి. చాప్టర్స్ కూడా అయిపోతాయి. మళ్ళీ నాట్ రిపీటెడ్, క్లాస్ విల్ నాట్ బి రిపీటెడ్. మనిషిని పొద్దున్నే రమ్మని చెప్తున్నాం. వర్షిత పొద్దున్నే వస్తుంది, మంచిగా మార్నింగ్ టైం వచ్చి చదువుకుంటూ చక్కగా అమ్మాయితో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేసుకుంటావు. కొత్త తెలుగు రీడింగ్ కూడా మంచిగా చేస్తుంది వర్షిత అని చెప్తామని ఉన్న వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్ని రమ్మని చెప్పాను. ఇప్పుడు నీకు ఒకసారి మ్యాథ్స్ చెప్పాల్సి వస్తుంది, ఆ అబ్బాయికి ఒకసారి మ్యాథ్స్ చెప్పాల్సి వస్తుంది. బాకి ఐతో ఇస్తేనే తెలుసు బై. నువ్వు అదే స్కూలా వర్షిత? టాపిక్స్ అన్న ఆమెకు అర్థం, ఎందుకంటే టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి. టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ ఉండాలి, ఫార్వర్డ్లో ఉండాలి. మనం నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్లో కొంచెం ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ కనిపించాలి అని అంటే మనం కొంచెం ఫార్వర్డ్లో ఎందుకంటే అప్పుడు పికప్ అవుతాము. ఈరోజు ఖచ్చితంగా తెచ్చుకో. ఇప్పుడు తీసుకోబోతే చెంట ఇక్కడ పక్కది completed. Ritwik, చదువుతారా? Completed.
SSC exam once SSC exam
ఈ ఫంక్షన్స్ అన్ని కూడా చెప్పారా?
ఫోర్త్ అండ్ లిరిక్స్ మెథడ్ సైట్
ఓకే. ఫోర్త్ అండ్ లిరిక్స్ సేమ్ పాయింట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? ఎక్స్ట్రా ఏమి లేదా? బ్రేక్ గురించి మళ్ళీ ఎక్స్ట్రా పాయింట్స్ ఏమి లేదా?
ఫస్ట్ ఒక ఇంట్రడక్షన్ పార్ట్ ఇచ్చింది, ఫైనల్ పార్ట్ ఇచ్చింది. ఇంట్రడక్షన్ పార్ట్
చదువు లాస్ట్ సెషన్. ఫస్ట్ లేదు ఫస్ట్ లేదు ఏంటండి? సో అలా డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో ఇలా ఈ నర్వస్ టిష్యూ అనేది యాక్షన్ చూపిస్తుంది. ఆ యాక్షన్ అనేది మజిల్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. మజిల్స్ అంటే మజిల్లో ఫైబర్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ ఫైబర్ అనేది డిఫరెంట్ షేప్స్ తీసుకుంటుంది. ఆ షేప్ ఎలా తీసుకుంటుంది, ప్రోటీన్ సహాయంతో తీసుకుంటుంది. సో డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ మజిల్స్ ఆల్రెడీ నైన్త్ క్లాస్లో ఈ టిష్యూస్ ఎలా ప్రొటెక్ట్ అవుతున్నాయి అనేది. సో డెలికేట్ ఆర్గన్ లైక్ ద బ్రెయిన్ ఇస్ సో ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫర్ వెరైటీ ఆఫ్ యాక్టివిటీస్ నీడ్స్ టు బి కేర్ఫుల్లీ ప్రొటెక్టెడ్. సో ఈ బ్రెయిన్ అనేది చాలా ప్రొటెక్టెడ్ ఫర్ ద బాడీ రీజన్. సో దట్ ద బ్రెయిన్ సిక్స్ ఇన్సైడ్ ద బోనీ బాక్స్లో కూర్చుంటుంది. సో ఇలా సేఫ్గా ఉండాల్సింది. ఇన్సైడ్ ద బాక్స్ బ్రెయిన్ ఏంటంటే ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఫిల్డ్ బెలూన్ విచ్ ప్రొవైడ్స్ ద ఫర్దర్ షాక్ అబ్జార్ప్షన్. షాక్స్ అబ్జార్ప్షన్ ఈ మొత్తం స్కల్ అనేది ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటుంది అని చెప్పారు. ఇఫ్ యూ రన్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్ డౌన్ ద మిడిల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ బ్యాక్ యూ విల్ ఫీల్ ఏ హార్ట్ పంపింగ్ స్ట్రక్చర్. దిస్ ఈస్ ద vertebral column or backbone which protects the spinal column. సో కొంచెం స్మూత్గా తగ్గుతుంది కదా టచ్ చేస్తే అని చెప్తున్నారు. మిడిల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ బ్యాక్ యూ విల్ ఫీల్ ఏ హార్డ్ bumpy structure. This is the bumpy structure. కొంచెం ఎక్కువ ఇలా ఉంటుంది. This is the vertebral column, backbone. అక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. Which protects the spinal cord. Spinal cord ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. రేపు బ్రెయిన్ డెమో బ్రెయిన్ నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ చూడండి. మొబైల్స్లో ఎలా డెమో ఇచ్చారండి, దాని మీద మీరు ఎలా డిజైన్ చేసుకుంటారనేది చూడండి. బ్రెయిన్ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఈ మొత్తం పేజ్ మొత్తం హ్యాడ్ చేసుకుంటావు, ఏం చేస్తావు చదువుకోవాలి. ఇంపార్టెంట్ 6 మార్క్స్ పేజ్లో ఉన్నట్టే ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జామ్ ఒక పేజ్ చదువుతుంది. ఫస్ట్ మెయిన్ కలకట్టు దానికి లెటర్ లింక్ అక్షరాలు నేర్చుకున్నాము. ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఒక పారాగ్రాఫ్లో మొత్తం చదివచ్చు. నేను వాటి మీదనే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. ఒక్కరోజు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసి రేపు లింక్ అక్షరాలు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయి. ఏంటి అసలు కలకట్టు ఎట్లుంటుంది, టాప్